Bam! That is an Alice, if you can't tell. And this is your intro music because it's the Colin and Miles show. Isn't that right? Let's get this started. Welcome back to another edition or rendition or something-ition of the Colin and Miles show. We come to you today live from the same place we've been coming to you from before, but we're not really live. We're kind of delayed.
Really delayed.
Hopefully not too delayed. Anyways.
Since the last episode, we've done a few fun things.
We have. What fun things did we do?
Well, to celebrate our birthdays,
Hi,
which are
Alice.
very close together, we went to DC for a weekend.
Yeah. DC Comics or DC
Washington,
shoes?
D.C.
Oh, Washington, D.C.
DC shoes. What is
Yeah,
that?
it's a skater shoe.
If they had sprinkles, I guess I'd get them because I have Vans. Aren't those skater shoes?
I am sure that they have some sprinkled shoes. I can't imagine they wouldn't.
Anyway, we went to Washington, D.C.
Mm-hmm.
Where are all the places we went?
Well, we went on several roads and we went to several buildings. We slept in a bed.
Ugh.
It wasn't really that great of a bed. I mean, it was...
We went to the Smithsonian.
Yes, the Smithsonian. It was really, really cool. It was a natural science.
The Air and Space Museum.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm thinking of we watched movies over a weekend. You know, the frickin'
Night at the
Museum.
Battle of the Smithsonian.
That's why I thought natural science. I'm an idiot. Anyway.
But we went to the Air and Space Museum and also the zoo.
Yeah, the Air and Space Museum. It was raining outside, and the line was ridiculously long. I mean, annoyingly long, which, you know, is understandable because of the security that they have everyone go through. But what I didn't understand is the line was on the sidewalk next to all of the gift trucks and the food trucks. And then, as we got closer towards the last maybe sixth of the line, I noticed that right alongside the building there's this wraparound sidewalk, and it's covered. And so everyone's sitting there with their umbrellas, and I'm thinking to myself, you know, they could have just formed the line correctly. And I did check to see if it was actually a line. It was. But, you know, people like standing in the rain.
I didn't. That was like the worst day ever.
Yeah. I ended up drying her jacket because her sleeves were wet using the blow dryer in one of the restrooms. It was pretty funny because I had to find a restroom that wasn't being used that much, and so we found one upstairs. And then when I started doing it, you know, apparently women are smarter, and because in their restroom they were doing it, but whenever I started doing it, it caught on in the guy's restroom.
And it was so cold in that museum. It was horrible. It was miserable. Because I just had on shorts and a t-shirt and then a wet jacket.
And wet shoes.
And you couldn't even carry coffee around with you inside, so we had nothing to be warm.
It was pretty absurd, but I understand they're trying to preserve their. You know.
I know, but it was just so cold.
And in the museum, we saw the Wright brothers' original plane.
But more importantly, we saw the Enterprise.
Oh yes, the Enterprise.
That was the only reason I wanted to go there.
Yeah, I like how we entered and then like we went around, got coffee, went upstairs, and then we're like, well, where's the Enterprise? And it was literally right at the entrance, and we walked right by it.
Yeah, so.
What else did we do?
We went to the National Zoo, which is also part of the Smithsonian, Fun fact, there are 19 museums as part of the Smithsonian, and 2 of them are not in D.C. One is in Virginia, I think, and one is in New York.
That sounds about right. The Smithsonian's have an underground tunnel, which I guess isn't open to the public, but I'm assuming that's where all of, the night guards
And the archives.
Yeah, and the archives are. Because, everything comes to life at the Smithsonian at night.
Well, only with that tablet.
Oh, yeah.
So it's anywhere with that the tablet is.
Yeah. Cue Darth Vader scene.
Is that you breathing? Because I can't hear myself think. There's just too much going on here. You're asthmatic, you're a robot. And what is the cape for? Are we going to the opera? I don't think so.
That was pretty funny. But the other stuff that we did, what else? We went to...
The Supreme Court
Yes.
building.
Yeah, we went to the Supreme Court. We went to the Capitol building as well, but it's whenever we tried to get into the visitor entrance. And I guess it's because the Capitol has actual, elected officials in the building, and so that's why, they wouldn't allow us bring, drinks or whatever in.
Or food. So,
Yeah.
even if you had it in your bag, I guess, they couldn't let you go in.
And even to get in the gift shop. But the Supreme Court, it was just, okay, here, walk through this metal detector.
Yeah.
Let's check your bag via x-ray, and voila, we were in. The Supreme Court is, I think it's pretty awesome, if that's the correct word for it.
I know they had a lot of history stuff there and models of what older.
Supreme Court rooms look like.
Yes.
And then they had a description of the building actually being commissioned and then built. And it was pretty cool. I guess there was an actual tour going on, because whenever we looked into the actual Supreme Court room, there was a woman talking and I guess describing all the different areas. But I don't know. It seems to me that the Supreme Court is a giant memento to all of these different examples of judicial history. They had the Romans, the Greeks that were exemplified. And I'm sure as I'm talking about this, I'm going to have a picture, of it showing, because I don't want to get this wrong. But it was really cool. The top of the building has all of these different characters representing justice. But they don't have Superman, which is just like, what? Oh, I was, pretty excited to see it, and I guess these 2 other people, after we walked out, they were pretty excited to see it, because when we were sitting down waiting on an Uber to take us somewhere.
To the zoo.
Yeah, to the zoo. There were these 2 girls, and they were not modestly dressed, and I didn't realize that, it was sexy to pose in front of the Supreme Court like this. But, apparently this is a thing. Oh, and then when the Uber got there, apparently there was some weird mix-up where it showed the car description on my phone and the name of the person, and we got in the car, and then when I pulled Uber back up, it was a different person. So I guess he must have accepted the ride, and then, someone else accepted it. But we got maybe a half a block, and, he turned around, and, he didn't really verify, who we were. And I guess, in a sense, we didn't all verify, but,
You asked him, are you this person? And he said yes.
Yeah.
But
maybe he was trying to kidnap us, and then realized that we were not that cool to be kidnapped. I don't know. But then we did get into the normal Uber.
And we also spent some time in downtown Bethesda or whatever that area was.
Yeah.
All the square. We just walked in a square like 5 times.
It was nice. There was a furniture store. There was an Apple store. There was a
Mexican restaurant that we went to.
Oh, yes, the Mexican restaurant.
Uncle Julio's.
Is that what? Oh, I cannot remember.
Because it's like July.
Yeah.
And we were there in July.
It was funny because whenever we were ordering drinks, I don't know. I think I saw it. It said sweet tea, and the waiter was like, most people order it. Half sweet tea, half regular tea because it's so sweet. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm from Oklahoma and I just spent 3 years in South Carolina. Well, not just, but I spent 3 years in South Carolina. Give me your full sweetness. And it wasn't that sweet.
It was good.
It was good, but it wasn't like, as sweet as Publix or, say, someone down south making super sweet tea. To the point where you'd have to half regular and half sweet tea.
Well, it was better than anything we can find here.
That's for sure. You can't find any sweet tea up here. Talking to you, New England.
And we went to a very nice mall, which, of course, we had already been to these places before, but we went to a really nice mall.
Yeah.
Called Montgomery something.
I don't remember.
Something Montgomery.
Which it will show now. And this mall was pretty nice. It has a plethora of restaurants in the food court.
It has a food court.
Yeah, we made a decision is while we want to see every capital, we haven't really decided on what we would do in every capital. And so malls seem to be the hip place to go. So when we are going to go look for things to do in all the capitals we visit, it will be a mall. And we'll visit tons of malls. And we're going to aim for the Mall of America sometime.
Yes.
That'll be nice.
You can tell we grew up in the 90s and early 2000s.
Wearing Jinko jeans and playing DDR. Okay, that was me. She was too busy watching Star Trek and reading.
Yep, that's about right.
And we found a store that sold hers jalapeno chips. They're the kettle cooked. Oh my God, they're so good. And I kind of bought them out of them because we can't find them anywhere up here. I even contacted hers distributor up here, and they gave me some BS answer like, we can't find a place that we sell those specific chips. And I said, why can't I just buy them through you? And I can. It's just stupid, but whatever. So Colin's family came up and visited us for a week, and among other things,
we went to the Beardsley Zoo again, but we were not able to really appreciate the goats because they had the farm area closed off to do tree work.
Yeah, okay, you can't do tree work, at night. I'm sure there's lights available to you that you can see what you're doing, and then let the rest of us pet some goats. And little Sebastian, I'm sorry I wasn't able to see you.
But we walked around and there's this big gap in the fence, and he starts talking to the goats, and they actually look at him and start walking over. They didn't really come close enough for us to pet them, but they were so funny.
They knew I was cool.
They reminded me of our cats. Oh, do you have food? Do you have treats? I'll come over there. And also while we were at the zoo, we saw red pandas, which we also saw those last time we went to the zoo, but I didn't fully appreciate them because they were just sleeping. But this time, they were, one of them was walking around in a circle in the whole cage. He was walking around, and every time we got to this specific spot in the cage, he would start running. Then he would walk again, run, walk again, run. And we stood there and watched him do that several times. It was so funny.
It really captivated her attention.
And I just wanted to take him home with me.
Yes. That was a pretty cool panda.
after that, you and Kelsey decided you needed to go to the Micro Center.
Yes, we went to Micro Center, which is a computer store.
Yes, and we went to the one in Yonkers instead of the one in Boston because it was closer to where we were right then.
Actually, it's actually closer to us.
Oh, well, I would go back there because that was a good mall.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It was an outdoor mall.
Yeah. And the Micro Center, we ended up buying the parts to build a computer, which Kelsey gratefully gave me a graphics card. And so the most money I spent there was on Windows 10. What the hell, Windows? Come on. I was half tempted to walk out of that store without an OS and just fire up Ubuntu and pirate Windows. For those of you who don't know what Ubuntu is, it's a Unix Linux system that allows you, it's open source, so it's free. And yeah, but Windows. Come on. You're crap.
Besides going to the zoo and Yonkers, we also went to an escape room while my family was here. And that was in South Windsor.
Yeah. So they had us fill out these questionnaires beforehand. And one of the questions was like, in a zombie apocalypse, what would be your choice weapon? It's like a bow and arrow, a baseball bat, a chainsaw, and then a shotgun. Who's not going to pick the shotgun? I mean, it doubles as a baseball bat and a gun. So, seems pretty logical to me. But anyways, they incorporated our answers into the escape room, and we chose the hardest level.
At first.
And then with like 15 or 20 minutes later,
10 minutes left.
We changed the easy version, but we still didn't get it. But it was fun nonetheless.
And they still tell you the answers at the end, so that's nice. I mean, I think there's pros and cons to that. It's con because you can't go try again, but it's a pro because it would have driven me crazy if I didn't know what the solution was. But it wasn't exactly what I was anticipating.
What were
it was
you
a lot harder than what I thought. I thought, I don't know, I think it would be more fun if it was a scavenger hunt type thing. And you had to use clues. I guess it's the same idea. We had to figure out one thing before the next thing. But still, I don't know. It was just a lot harder than I thought it would be. And I would like one that was based more on trivia maybe. Instead of random things.
That's $1 million idea. Trivia escape room.
Well, I'm sure
Trademark Incorporated. No one can steal it now. It's like Michael Scott in bankruptcy. Cue the scene.
Bankruptcy, Michael, is nature's do-over. It's a fresh start. It's a clean slate.
Like the witness protection program.
Exactly.
Not at all.
I declare bankruptcy!
Anyways.
Also, while they were here, I started collecting a bunch of unicorns.
Yeah? What about the unicorns?
Well, it started...
Hey, hold on. I'm sorry. I'm getting breaking news from our correspondent in the field. Colin, what do you have for us?
Thanks, Miles. I've recently gotten some new additions to my library. 6 families of unicorns. So each family has 4 unicorns. The first little family is Pixie. There's a large one, a medium size that's hiding back there, a small, and a keychain size. And then there's Blitz and Pegasus and Athena. She has wings. And Harmony, who reminds me of a cupcake, and Fantasia. And then I also have this teeny tie named Star. And so that makes 25, and 25 is a perfect number because it's 5 5s. back to you, Miles.
Thank you, Colin. Great information.
So this unicorn collection started when Miles won 2 of the medium-sized unicorns out of a claw machine after we were done bowling one evening. And he also won a cat, but I didn't start collecting cats. So he got me these 2 unicorns, but there was one that was polka dotted that was like on the shelf in the back. So of course that was impossible to win. So
What they expect us to do? Ram the claw against the side of the machine and hope it fell down? That's so stupid.
yeah, so we even kept we checked the next couple times, right? And it was still on the shelf.
Yeah, if you think about it, that's kind of cruel to the unicorn, watching his friends leave him. Crane operators that, fill those machines. What's wrong with you, man? Come on.
So anyway, I told my mom about these unicorns and how I really wanted the polka dotted one. And so she found one, and she found 2 other ones that I didn't have. And then she mailed them to me. But guess what? They were not the medium size. They were the small size. So like the medium size is like 10 inches or something, and then the medium size like the small size is like 7 inches. And I was like, oh. So then I had these 3 small unicorns. I was like, I don't know where I'm going to put those. And well, anyway, when they came here, my mom brought me a little keychain size of that polka dotted one, Harmony. And I don't know, then like all the time that they were here, and we went to malls and we went shopping places, and we would look for the unicorns. And anyway, it just ended up where I wanted all the sizes of all 5 of them, so I bought them.
It's a good collection to have.
So one time when we were in the car, I was thinking, what would happen if the cats could talk to us? Like, we wouldn't be able to tell them, oh, you can't get on the counter anymore, you can't do this, because they would say, like, but I'm a person too, and it would just be hard to tell them that they can't do things. And so then Miles was like, well, if they could talk.
They'd order things off of Amazon. We have a Amazon Alexa, and she doesn't respond to Alexa because we changed it to the actual word computer, which she didn't line up, so that's good.
Which when we watch Star Trek, she...
it's miserable. I'm sorry, I don't know that. Computer, activate program 638.
Okay, here's ADT Pulse.
What?
I'm not sure what you are trying to do. You can decide.
Computer,
Unlock it.
stop.
Anyway, if the cats could talk, they would try to...
Order treats off Amazon. Hey Alexa, I want some treats. Order treats. And because they ask us so much, okay, we would get non-stop shipments or just like intermittent huge shipments of treats.
And then if we actually had a landline, they would try to call us probably if we had
That
it
would be
hooked
so
up
great.
with Alexa.
Hank would be like, hey guys, can you drink the water? Can you drink my water? I need water. And then, Paddington would be like, treats. There's something wrong with that cat.
And I think Alice would just call us to say hello.
She's probably the only one who would have actual information on a phone call. Hey guys, the house is on fire. What? Are you okay? Yeah, I just wanted to call and let you know. Bye, love you. But, yeah. Anyways, not much to report other than we hope you're doing well.
Yes, and we hope you enjoy our videos and that you subscribe.
Yes, if you subscribe, it makes us those dollars. All the dollars. Yeah, but then again, who's watching? I mean, seriously. Who's watching? Are you watching? Well, are you? I'm sure you have better things to do because this video's come to a close. You want to say bye?
Sure.
Well, don't tell me sure. Tell them bye.
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 So, anyway, besides going to the zoo and going to Yonkers and all of that, we also did an escape room while they were here.
Yeah, that was in Northern Hartford?
That was in South Windsor. It's
Yeah.
like right down the street from the tattoo place.
Yeah, the escape room was quite interesting. I'd just like to point out that the first thing I mentioned is that these things have something in common.
We knew they had something
And
in common.
As far as number-wise.
We knew that all those things went together. Just because you knew that, you didn't figure it out.
Because I was relying on your brain
No,
power.
you weren't. You were trying to be in charge of everything.
I was not.
You
That was
were.
me.
You were trying to do this, do this, do this. It's a teamwork thing. It's not one person's in charge of everyone. That's not how an escape room works. Obviously, you don't know because you've never been to one.
But
But
we didn't get it.
we didn't get it anyway. And you can't just sit there and say, I knew this, when you didn't. Obviously, you didn't know it because if you had, you would have told us because you were trying to be in charge of everyone.
No, I was until that you got upset with me and annoyed. And then I stopped.
Well, you can't just blame me because
No,
you
I'm not
could have
blaming you.
told us, oh, I know this answer. I just told you stop being, rude.
See, we're like a real couple. We have arguments too.
We're not putting this in there.
No, we're not?
No.
Oh. Ugh. Okay, start that section over.
Why? Why do you want me to start it?
Oh, we went to escape room.
Well, what do you want me to say about it?
Well, we can talk about the other stuff. Come on. Just introduce the escape room again.
But I don't know what we're going to say about
I
it.
do. I've got plenty of other stuff. So start it.
Well, did you want to put that in there? Did you want to put us arguing in there?
We don't have to.
Did you want to?
No. I just thought we were talking. We were like rolling along. These were so smooth.
We were.
This is going to be another blooper. We should make out on camera for the blooper.
No.
See that face? I get to make out with it.
Okay.